I remember this one time I ran into Tomar at Walmart when I was with my newborn, and I said hi and asked if he could sign something for me. He looked me dead in the eye, grabbed my baby, and took a bite out of its soft spot and said, "Too chewy," then spiked him on the ground like a football. I heard from my friend once that Tomar actually attacked his mother after she asked him for directions. He shrieked at her and began to claw at her back like Black Panther with his long witch fingernails and said during it, "I'll show you what happens when you mess with me," and cut her up real bad. I once saw Tomar at a Dairy Queen but was too nervous to go up to him and say hi, but before I left he came up to me and started strangling me with one meaty hand while repeatedly stabbing me in the chest using his signature rusty sharpened spoon in the other hand. One time I went to a convention and I saw Tomar, so I went up to him and was like, "Hey, I know you're probably really busy and all, but can I get a quick picture? I really enjoy your content." And he said, "A picture with you? Pah! You're an ant underneath my boot," and he beat some baby and an old lady. Tomar saved my life once. He may have driven me to attempt suicide in the first place by stealing my wife and destroying my business because it fueled his giggles before his Betty buys, but right before I was about to jump out that 40th story window, sweet Tomar bashed me unconscious with a brick. I met Tomar once and he lit up a cigarette just to put it out on my eye. Tomomoto makes cool stuff, but he's known to punch/assault his own fans. Someone asked for an autograph and he went apeshit and sat on their chest and was punching their head back and forth and slamming it against the concrete floor until their head leaked a bright red froth. Sometimes Tomar appears to me in my dreams with a Quran and a bag of spoiled meat. I don't know what the significance of that is, but it always leaves me with an overwhelming sense of dread when I wake up. It's like he's still there, watching, waiting. Oh god, I hear someone coming in through the back. I heard that Joshua Tomar beats up little old ladies for the sick thrill of watching them suffer. I met Tomar at a convention once. Him and Chris were on a panel together. As soon as I entered the room, he screamed bloody murder and started bashing my face in with his bare hands until my skull caved in. Such a humble man. I remember seeing Tomar at a convention, and when I walked up to him, before I could even say anything, he told me, "You are but a pawn to me," and just started beating the shit out of me in the middle of the convention. This reminds me of the time that I went to a con. I saw Joshua Tomar and asked for an autograph. He told me, "Okay, but first let me do this." He then stole my wallet, my job, and my laptop. I got the empty wallet in my mailbox a week later with his name carved into it with a rusty switchblade. Went to the park and saw Tomar kicking toddlers out of the way so he could ride the slide. I once met Tomar and I said, "Hey bro, I remember you from my early days in Newgrounds and YouTube with Oni," and he proceeded to stab me saying, "The Tomar Emerald is inside you." I remember Tomar once took my phone and put it up Jaxie's ass, and then he said, "POV, my cock tonight, and then he shoved me up his ass. At least he signed my glasses. I remember the first time I met Tomar. We talked for a bit, and I was about to be on my way when this thug, who had a weird congested voice, came out and started rubbing his pet rats against my cheek. This happened for like 3 seconds. Then Tomar stepped in and said, "Hey man, like, not him. I see value in this fellow. I could probably get some nice things from him." And that strange rat man just said, "Yes, Tomar," and started this oddly rhythmic repetition of Tomar's name. Tomar turned to me and said, "April 23rd, 2023. Do you fear this day?" Before I could respond, Tomar disappeared. I met Tomar at a public park. He was hitting Jaxie when I walked by, but he could smell my disapproval, so he punted my niece into low orbit where we've been searching for her ever since. I remember this one time Tomar saw me across a cornfield and stared me dead in the eyes and screamed the most horrible profanities known to man, and then he stomped on my toes and called OSHA on me for not wearing a colored vest. I once asked a stranger for the time, and when he turned around, it was Joshua Tomar. He screamed, startled, and proceeded to pick me up on my feet and use me like a club to beat his wife Jaxie to death. I remember when Tomar came to Australia when I was little. He looked around and said, "Perfect." Then he spawned a bunch of his pet cane toads and said, "Go forth, mini Jaxies." He belched, then disappeared in a cloud of smelly green gas. His toes ravish my land to this day. I met Tomar at a Burger King, and when I asked him for an autograph, he poured boiling milk in my eyes. Tomar once tried to convince me that he was the second coming of Jesus Christ, but when I questioned his word, he kicked me in the balls with his steel-toed boots and shoved Monopoly money into my open mouth to muffle my screams. Tomar sold me bad meth in LA in 1987. I remember when I visited California, I saw Joshua Tomar at a Starbucks. He kept splashing hot coffee on Jaxie and requesting a refund on the defective cup, then turning to Jaxie saying, "If only I could get a refund on my defective wife." I saw Tomar at a Chipotle once. I ran up to him and told him I was a huge fan of Oni and all his voice acting. He stared at me blankly, then touched my forehead with my thumb. Now I can't move my legs and can't feel my soul. Dude, one time I saw Tomar at a convention, and when I pointed at him to show my friend Beck, he saw me and jogged to where I was standing. I was surprised and said hello right before he shoved his left hand into my pocket and gripped my wallet tightly, breaking every card I had into 2 pieces.